guys, it's me, ChristopherNotWalken. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to It's Getting Late. This is my last episode, everybody, but don't be sad because Keith is going to take over. And Keith is wonderful. We love Keith. He's got a nice butt.
It's true. I run.
He runs. I don't run at all, ever.
That is true.
You guys, that's right. I'm not walking. You guys, there was a wind advisory here in Charleston the other day. And I read it on the news and I was like, this news blows.
I'm not laughing at that.
That was a good joke.
I'm not laughing at that.
That was a solid joke.
Riley, you're leaving me hanging because I just laughed at that.
I know, and I can't give him the satisfaction on that one.
Hey, I'm a comedian.
I don't believe in it. He's a comedian. Trust me, I know that part. When I first started streaming, Chris tried to break me too much, so now I know how to combat his puns.
That is true.
She does.
I still don't, and I've known him for, 3 years now?
He gets every once in a while with like a really out there one.
Yeah.
She purposely doesn't laugh.
I
just
try my
to fuck
hardest.
with me.
You're making jokes in chat to fuck with me. It's only fair.
Yeah. We have Riley here.
Riley's here, you guys. Riley Rose is here.
Yeah.
Riley Rose, one of the sweetest people in the whole wide world. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of information right now, okay? There are like 3 people on the entire internet who have my phone number. These are 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Very special.
Yeah.
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 You guys, this is okay. So today is my last show as the full-time host, and you know it's a bittersweet thing because you know I've been here a long. Oh, shut up, phone. I've been here a long time. You know, when I started, it was me and Katie, and now it's me and Keith, and pretty soon it'll just be Keith.
Mm.
Yeah.
At least until I die. Just kidding.
At least until I kill you.
Yeah, that one. Let's go with that.
I got so many questions for you, girl. You ready for them?
Yeah, where you want to start?
Let's start in the land of the occasional fruitcake and nut. Hollywood.
The occasional fruitcake and nut Hollywood. I like that saying.
Yeah.
What about it?
My friend from LA. Okay, so I know that you've worked in the industry for a while. And when I say industry, you guys, I'm not talking about the industry. I'm talking about
I'm gonna clip that and make that the promo.
I'm talking about the industry.
The industry. It's very industrial.
the entertainment industry.
Yes,
And I just want to know how you
For
fell into
adults,
it.
mostly because adults enjoy it more. Because kids don't know how to enjoy things anymore.
That's true.
I don't.
Just
Them
kidding.
damn kids on their TikTok.
Hey now.
My day, I had to walk uphill both ways to get to the internet, and that's what my dad used to say. Boom.
A lot of
I'm a
people
boomer
still
now.
have to do that, unfortunately.
I've never had to walk up a single hill, you guys.
I know,
Lucky.
I'm jealous. Okay, so
Guys-
you wanted to know how I got into it?
Yeah, because you guys, listen. The other day was leg day, and you know what? Skipped it.
I don't know what that means.
It was leg day, and I skipped it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you dipped it.
Yeah, I heard dipped it too.
No, it was leg day, and I skipped it. That joke was crap. Cut it out.
True. Okay, so you wanted to know how I got in the industry.
Yeah, how'd you get in? And,
I have-
you know,
The funniest, like, most Riley Rose, honestly, story about getting into the industry. It just was so silly. I had been working in live streaming for a while because I was fortunate enough to go to a lovely school that actually had like a very good, like, basically film program, and we'd switch off groups of who's doing a news story basically every day from Monday through Thursday. So I actually wasn't really on camera talent. I was like behind the scenes and really good at it. I was that person that like brought a video camera or camera everywhere. I actually, when I was in high school, won this like technology student of the year just because I would do that stuff. So I knew I wanted to work in something. But Colorado, which is where I'm from, only does sports and usually winter sports. And I am a baby in the cold, so I was not about to move to the mountains. So when I went to school, I was like, you know what would be cool is going to California where it's warm and it has an industry. So I went out there for school, and basically on a school tour, I was touring a lot, and my mom and I used to watch Entertainment Tonight a lot when I was growing up. So I was like, okay. Right, exactly. So I wanted to go see it, and they were like, sorry, your group is too big. We can't let you back in. And so we kind of walked away and saw one other place, and I basically grabbed one of my friends and I was like, let's go. It's like, let's go back. They won't even notice. And so we did, and they let us in. Wow, I just got like an eyelash in my eye.
Is that Universal?
No, this was actually for basically a lot of the lots around here, even Universal, they rent out studio spaces. So it's not networks. Like even when I worked at CBS, it was mostly CBS shows with a few AMC ones thrown in there. Same with this lot was like NBC, it had entertainment news, regular news, spaces for movies. The Big Brother house was on this lot. So it was a really cool one. It was super cool. And yeah, I walked into Entertainment Tonight, and she was like, I have to ask real quick, wait here. And this guy came out, and he was the stage manager. And he was like, oh, what do you guys want to see? And I was like, the stage, the technical directing room, all your cameras, all your lights, where's your lighting grid? Like, I was just like, I want to see everything. And as we were walking through, I just was like, do you guys use this program or this program? I was so excited. And he was like, wow, you already know some stuff. Hey kid, do you want an internship here? Like, it truly was like, that's bullshit. Like, that's like the movie, like, I grew up on a farm, basically, on 30 acres of land. So it's like, little farm girl from Colorado moves to the big city and gets her big break. And I did. And so I did 2 years there. And my second year there, I actually got an internship at the Late Late Show with James Corden, just from knowing people. So I was working 2 unpaid, Entertainment Tonight was paid, but minimum wage. So 1 paid and 1 unpaid internship. And then when I started my sophomore year of college, I was like, what am I doing? I was like, what am I doing? Because I almost got a job with Entertainment Tonight, but I was like, I have to finish finals. And I didn't get that job. And when I started school again, I was like, what am I doing here? I'm learning stuff that I already learned on set. So I got a job from as a PA from a person I knew, and I dropped out of school. And the day after I dropped out, I got an email letting me know that the opportunity was no longer available and they appreciated my time.
Oh.
So yes, yeah, and I already was like down in LA ready for like orientation basically for this, and they emailed me the day of. So I did what any person who like just turned 21 at like 3 p.m. after dropping out and having that happen, I went to a bar because I was just like, what else am I going to do right now? I had just paid for 2-hour parking, so I wasn't going to waste it. And I sat down, and this other guy was really basically stressed out next to me. And I was like, what are you in for? Like, what are you stressed about? And he was like, I'm just working on, and he was literally like, I'm just working on this shitty show nobody wants to work on. And I was like, man, do I have some good news for you? And there was a reality TV show. It was awful. But that was how we started, was this crazy whole story about all these fuck ups and random people just being like, you seem cool, kid. Like, I just got so lucky. I'm so lucky that I am charming and good looking, because none of that would have happened otherwise. And I know that.
Me too.
Yeah, you are. That's why I'm here. I was like, I'm not doing this without any cute people on board.
I came in and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna do it. But I want to talk about. I almost said Craig Ferguson. I'm so sorry.
Late Late Show. No, it's okay. Craig Ferguson was way better. Yeah.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like my comedy and all of that stuff, like. I used to watch that show religiously. I used to go back and watch, because they would always post like full episodes on YouTube. So I'd go back and I'd study how he like wrote his jokes.
He's a genius.
And, like that's how I started writing my jokes from his jokes.
He really is. He's great. But what do you want to know about James Corden?
I want to know, was he nice? Did he? What did you do on the show?
So I started as a audience PA. I would have the audience members. I'd be like, stand up over here. You can't use your cell phone. Oh, you have a Nike logo on your shirt. Get another one or turn it inside out. Like I was just like quality control. And then while they were seated at the beginning, I'd have to go around and be like, where are you from? Like just give them something to do for the like 30 minutes they were just sitting there for. So that was fun. And again, just met some people and always see, okay, so here's the thing about working in entertainment stuff. I was working on a set with like one of my favorite people, honestly, Gordon Ramsay. He was great and he was so smart. He had all these smart things. He taught me how to make scrambled eggs the best that you can. You just have to keep them moving. You can't let them sit because then it gets all like filmy and bad.
Yep.
So he taught me that. But he also gave me, I don't remember how he came up, but he was like, there's there's three things in working in this industry and you only have to do two of them. And the three things are you show up on time, you are nice, and you are talented. So if you're at least two of those things, you're gonna make it in some way or form. So I was on time. I am.
Is that
nice.
how he skips the nice thing?
Well, so he's allowed to skip the nice thing because it's he's on
It's his
time and he was
shtick.
but he was so nice off the screen. I worked on one of the shows where he does the kids thing, and just after the thing with these kids, because they're upset, even if like they're doing good, they get upset, and he's like, "You're doing amazing. You're doing great. I don't want you to worry about it. Like, it's like he wasn't as mean to the kids, but when he would be like, "Oh, that's you have to do it this way," they're kids, so they'd get upset, and he'd be like, "No, it's okay. You're doing great. You're just learning." Like he was so nice to them. So he was kind of all three and I was kind of all three. So I just met people enough that I became a digital PA on the show and ended up becoming more of a digital coordinator, which was all of those like Carpool Karaoke's. They had like this fake out pizza bit where if you ordered pizza, we actually worked with an LA place, like pizza place nearby, and for 5 of their orders going out, James Corden would show up instead with either a mystery pizza or you can just choose the one you got. The trick is that they get this.
Carpool Karaoke.
When you worked on Carpool Karaoke, I gotta ask, did you meet Foo Fighters when they were on?
No, I didn't. The coolest one that I did was Harry Styles.
Ah,
That was the coolest one I did. That was the day that like I thought somebody was gonna die. Like the audience was like, I have to get in, and I was like, whoa, okay, you can't. But and yeah, for Carpool Karaoke, we get there at about 4 a.m. and we drive around the same block around 5 to 6 a.m. while they do it because it's the only time you can in LA.
yeah. Sounds
We have a
about right.
caravan of like 3 cars behind it. We have a production van, a crew van in case the camera breaks or something, and then a production van. And in the back of the production van, which is where I was coordinating, if like let's say somebody in the car next to us is like, "I love you," like they'll do that in the Carpool Karaoke. We got to get out in the middle of traffic and be like, "Don't drive away, don't drive away. Sign this release. Otherwise, we have to blur your face. Sign the release." Like in the middle of traffic. It's always crazy, but it's fun. But no Foo Fighters. I'm so sorry.
That's all good. I've never once driven over 30 miles per hour in LA anywhere because the traffic is just horrible. It's bad enough here in the Bay, but down in LA, it makes the Bay seem like a raceway.
Oh, it's crazy. It's insane. But I love it here most of the time.
Here's the LA question for you.
Okay.
Starbucks or Coffee Bean?
My answer is so fucking LA. I hate it. Neither. Whatever coffee shop is local and has oat milk and really good coffee. Like I never go to either of those. And it's just because there's
That's my answer.
right, there's just like 5 coffee shops within walking distance of me. So I like to try different ones. And when I find the good one, I'm like, I might go here all the time.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee anymore, with the exception of occasionally nitro dairy-free smoothies from Amy's. Those are to die for.
Man.
But besides that, I only drink herbal tea and sometimes green tea. I don't even drink black tea. I'm horrible with caffeine. I have bad enough insomnia as it is.
I am like, ooh, I can't function without my coffee. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's so true.
I have like 3 to 5 cups a day.
Oh wow.
Jesus.
I don't know how I would function with that much coffee.
That my heart would explode.
Yeah.
My heart would explode.
I can't function without it, man.
That is the thing. Some people can't function without it. Some people can't function with it. Very few people have it as an option. It's really interesting.
I have to get up at like super early 3 days a week just to go to dialysis.
Yeah.
So I need it.
Right.
Here's another LA question.
Okay.
Years ago, I'm gluten free, and years ago, Ryan Reynolds tweeted that if you really want to rob a bank in LA, just bring gluten free bread. How accurate is that? Like, would I do well? It's been so long since I really actually stayed in LA. The last couple times I've been to LA, I just drove through to get to San Diego and that area. But would I do well as a gluten-free person in LA?
Yes, in a sense, but first of all, it'll totally be more expensive. Like it'll just be more expensive. LA, what I like to say about LA is that there's a few good restaurants. There's some really, really good restaurants, but there's more trendy restaurants. LA's food scene is very trendy. So, you know, when keto was here, like it was all over the place and now it's kind of died. Like you are always going to find some sort of gluten-free option because you know how many, oh, sorry, Mike. But yeah, you're always going to find a gluten-free option because do you know how many people out here are like sticks, thin, crazy, model, skinny, whatever. They walk around and are like, oh my God, I can't eat. I'm like off my gluten right now. Like I've had people straight up tell me that of like I'm like sitting there eating a pizza or something and they're just like, oh, I'm like off gluten right now, which is fine. Like I don't like the like, oh, she's a real girl. She can eat a pizza. Like it's not like that. I'm just like, well, why are you gluten free? And they're like, you know, carbs. And I'm like, there's not a lot of science and research behind some of these diets right now. It's very much just like, oh, gluten's out. Okay, gluten's out. And then it's like, well, some gluten's okay, but it's like this really expensive, fancy bread that's like half gluten and half hemp. You should try it. And I'm like, that's $20 a fucking loaf. I'm gonna go back to white bread.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. For a lot of people, gluten is a trend like many other diets. For me, I've been gluten-free for 25 years. 25 years.
What?
In 1997, when I first found out that I have gluten problems, virtually nobody knew what it was. Somebody would give me some gluten product and like, I can't have gluten. They'd be like, what's gluten? And now they look at me and like, oh, you're
everybody
one of those
would
people.
know that. Well, okay, again,
it's
like
such a different time.
And you have a real like. I don't want to be like, it's not real if you're just like making choices for yourself. That's not what I mean, but it is just very...
You got a real problem.
Yeah, you have, again, like the real reason to be like, I shouldn't do that. Not just like, gluten. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no.
Like makes you nervous. I don't know why.
If I have a certain amount of gluten, my brain cannot function properly for a couple of days.
I'm fortunate to not have that issue because I eat so bad. I know it and I admit it. I'm working on it, but
yeah,
I'm also so bad about that.
I feel like, Chris, you have so many passes though. You have so many passes. It's no problem.
Yeah,
I do. Also, I can relate a little bit to your gluten thing because I couldn't have caffeine for like 6 years.
Right. Jeez.
This was when my kidneys were starting to fail.
Guys are so strong.
I didn't know that they were failing, and I didn't know that that's what it was. Yeah, so my kidneys were toxic, and I didn't know about it.
Damn.
So, like, I couldn't have coffee. It would make my heart race.
That's insane. No. You guys are strong. Y'all are strong.
I'm not. I'm
oh, you totally are, Chris. That's BS.
We've seen your Instagram.
Feed. You're a strong man.
I might have some big arms. That's it.
And that's all you need.
Yeah. Big arms and a big bank account. That's all you need.
Arms and a big bank account.
That's true.
Some people use arms to get a big bank account.
Like, because they're stealing?
Yes.
Is that like the right to bear arms?
That's a bank robbery joke.
Ha ha.
Actually, you know what? I take it back. You don't need that because you just need to bring some gluten-free bread.
So, Miss Riley, how did you find the ASMR world? How did you find that? And how do you tie in the skills that you have acquired in years of the industry of entertainment to your ASMR?
I found ASMR actually pretty much like a few months before the pandemic. I never really slept much. I'm not much of a person who sleeps super well. So I had tried a little bit of everything. Melatonin hurt my stomach. Other things just like were not working. And one of my friends just was like, "Have you ever tried this?" And I totally was that person of like, weird. I was like, kind of weird. And I didn't check it out at first. And then I just did, and it did just help me sleep. It still wasn't perfect, but it did. And then I basically connected with another streamer just in the world, and we were just talking about streaming. And this is when I literally was just doing like gaming streams, and I started at the beginning of the pandemic. I, again, like how to tie in real life stuff. I was working on a show shooting remotely throughout the first like 4 or 5 months of the pandemic. So when that went down, because it was Quibi, so it went down very quickly, and nobody knows about it even to this day because it was kind of terribly done. But
hold on. Let's test this out. Do you know what Quibi is?
I know what Quibi is, but do you?
No.
No. Do you, Chris?
I do.
Well, that's because you're a little guy. So basically, Quibi was short for quick bites, and it was meant for people that were going on like public transit, basically, or only had small breaks at their job, and they were short 5 to 15 minutes episodes, and you could basically watch it with your phone this way or this way. It turns out that's a horrible model, actually, because you have to film it both ways, and that's the whole thing. So, that went down and under, and they basically had given me kind of a list of things, and it didn't include some live streaming gear, like an Elgato thing. I would give it back to them. If they asked me today, I'd be like, no problem, you can have it back. So I kind of had that gear set up. I had a webcam I bought, and then I figured out how to get my DSLR working. And then, just connected with this other streamer who's wonderful named Rathan. And he's a big gaming streamer, but we just kind of were hanging out and becoming friends. And he loves ASMR. He's amazing. He's the best. I love him so much. Yeah, he's a wonderful and supportive person. And we were just talking, and he was like, okay, have you ever thought about streaming ASMR? Yeah. I was like,
I'm so slow today.
No, it's okay. Me too. It's like a sleepy Saturday. But yeah, he was the one that told. I didn't even know. I didn't use Twitch at all until the pandemic happened, and I decided to start streaming. So I didn't even know what like monkas meant forever. Like for the longest
time. I still don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
And I've been streaming for I don't even know. 3 years.
I had no clue. I was so excited when I had like my first person who like wasn't my friend who would like come to streams. I was like, whoa, I've made a community. It wasn't you, because this was gaming.
Oh.
Yeah, this was truly like I had like 8 people watching, and most of them were my friends, and 2 were bots. So it was slow. And then Rathan, brought up like we talked about how we liked ASMR, and he was like, "Have you ever thought about streaming ASMR?" I was like, "No," because I've never made ASMR content in my life. I wouldn't even know how to. He was like, "Look, there's these mics called Blue Yetis. I'll buy you one." I was like, "No, you won't." I was like, "What the hell?" It was so nice and supportive. And he got me my first like USB Blue Yeti. And I was like, that's just crazy. And he thought I would do a good job at it because I have the wigs and would do different costumes even when I was doing gaming. So I just like threw on some wigs, and like he was amazing. He would be like, "Okay, record it and let me hear where your audio's at, and we'll go from there." Like he truly like, I was so lucky. He helped me the most just getting it set up. But then a lot of people in even my career now are like, how do you just do stuff? Because I do a lot of green screen, me talking at the same time as a twin me self, changing backgrounds, changing costumes. And like, that literally all comes from live streaming. Like, I was a technical director for the big beginning of my streaming career, and that is literally where you're sitting at that giant board you've seen sometimes for basketball games or mostly sports games, sometimes TV shows, and I've done from as little as 3 cameras to the highest was 24. And you just have buttons, and you have a director, and you have a relative sheet of what you're doing, and that director just yells out what camera to cut to, and you are just cut, bring up this graphic, boop. Like, I fucked up so bad on a lot of jobs. It's just like, I just ended the entire broadcast somehow. Oh no, all the graphics are coming up at once. Like, it was stressful, but
that's how I stream. Imagine me in that situation. I would not last a day. I promise.
Straight up, with a
That's
stream
my
deck.
technical director.
Yeah, true. You guys might need a new one. Yeah, like when I have my stream deck set up perfectly, it is true. It's like fucking technical directing. I'm like, okay, I have this scene coming up. Boom, I'm in it, whatever. Back to this scene, back to like this part. Let's do a close-up camera. Like, it is the same. And because I've been editing and doing filming stuff and whatever, and green screen stuff, that's big for a lot of like news stuff. So it was all skills that I've learned, and I'm just also an outgoing person who likes to talk a lot. So that they all just came together to such a nice thing. And then again, Rathan had like 2 really big ASMR streamers raid me when I first started, and like that just was like, boop, oh, you're on after this ASMR streamer I love, I'll just come here next time. And it just went from there.
I always pop into your streams, even when you don't see me.
Oh, I see you guys, because I always have my viewer list and my little Pokemon avatars that show me who's there. So I see things. I just pretend to be shocked when I see you in chat. I'm like, whoa, you can't call out lurkers.
Exactly.
You can't.
I gotta get Riley to teach me how to use, because they have a lot of effects on TikTok.
Right.
I use a lot of those, and I don't know what any of that stuff means.
I would love to learn how the green screen effect works, because I've been using green screen for so many years, but I always use like an actual green screen when I do that, because I'm always worried about things bleeding. Like, I hate using backgrounds in Discord, Zoom, and Teams, because it always bleeds out the background or makes part of me invisible. When you're using an actual green screen, the computer knows what to strip out, so it's a lot cleaner. So I would love to see how it works on TikTok. I'm really curious if you can use an actual green screen on it, which
would be better.
I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. So yeah,
Can people do?
So the way that mine works is, I don't even know if I could show you guys. Boop. It is permanently above me on just like a backdrop. So it's just this huge green screen, and especially the biggest trick to green screen stuff is lighting. And so then when I'm doing like visual green screen things with like gloves, or I have my rain stick and a few other things,
I love that, by the way.
Oh, it's my favorite thing. I don't even, Southern Belle ASMR does something similar. And I was like, that's so cool. And then I just realized, like, you could put a green screen over anything. And when you have like the same visual going on, people are like, I'm tingling up a storm, because it's a mixture of like audio, but then they actually see it too. So I've been loving that.
Nice.
Green screen effects are dope.
I love green screen. I used to hang a green screen on my wall, but I don't do that anymore. Instead, boom, I just rolled it up.
That's so fucking awesome. See, I'm just a fool who makes it so much harder for myself, because then I'll do like standing characters, and so I'm like, why even do it? But then it looks really cool, and I'm like, fuck, all right.
Because it looks cool.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It
does.
I love using green screen, but when Chris is involved in something and sees you on a green screen that's not being used, it's just there.
Oh no!
He will meme you.
Oh yeah, I believe that 100%.
And I pointed that out in front of Chris, knowing that he may do it, and I honestly don't care, because those memes are pretty damn funny.
Right, no, it is.
Even though they are pure evil.
One of my favorite things on the internet is people just like even just like putting out like, hey, I have this video. Do you guys think, like, can anybody help me edit this part out or put this here? And then the internet just does everything else. It's classic comedy.
So good.
Yeah.
I have some questions for you.
Yes.
Okay. Why are you so wonderful? I4. Oh, no. You, no, listen. Here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. You are like, I connected with you instantly. You are easily one of the kindest people I have ever met, and I will dead ass throw hands at anyone who says anything bad about you.
He will. I've seen it happen. Just kidding.
I was gonna say, like, who's saying things? No, I think I'm really good at connecting with people, and I don't know. I'm sure people say something somewhere. We all have our opinions of people, but I like my first answer is like, I don't know, but I'm trying to be better about accepting when people say things like that. And straight up, I think the real answer is like, I am bipolar type 2, which is, I have like no problem talking about it. It's super, super interesting because people always associate like Kanye West or, you know, that kind of like up and down and all over the place. And that's very real and valid. But that's actually bipolar type 1. And people don't even know that there's differences. I didn't know until I was diagnosed with it. Because basically the way that type 1 works is like, if this is your neutral, you are in valleys of up and down, like constant valleys, and they balance out each other. If you're too far down, you don't bounce back to neutral. You bounce past it and then go maybe to neutral for a little bit. And then you go up and then you have to go down the same amount. Like, that sounds incredibly hard to me. I have a different harder side that's, we don't ever, for bipolar type 2 people, you never, like, I joke all the time. I'm like, I would love to feel like God once. Like, that's truly how people can feel on type 1. And mine is instead, it's just valleys of depression and very quick things. Like sometimes it's 30 seconds of a really deep depression and then or 30 minutes and then you're back, or 2 days and then you're back, or 1 day. Like I used to always have people be like, you just bounce back so quickly. For my whole life, that's the bipolar. So because of that, as a result, like nobody knew, and this term bipolar type 2 didn't even exist when I was younger. People in my life knew like kids shouldn't be depressed. And I was like a depressed kid. So luckily I grew up in a family of psychiatrists and therapists. So they put me in therapy very quickly. I was like 16. So I've been in therapy for 10 years. Been in therapy for goddamn 10 years. And I moved out to Los Angeles. You meet a lot of people. I have traveled a lot of places. And I think just the accumulation of that, I try to be as understanding of people as I can. And that does manifest in like just being kind to people, even when they're maybe not kind, and having an awareness that like usually how people talk about you, think about you, and treat you is their responsibility in a sense. Like just in the sense that like if people are rude to you or cut you off or something, or like you feel like maybe they're anxiety of like maybe they're thinking about me right now, they're probably not, and are going through their like own thing that has nothing to do with you. And as soon as I kind of had that realization, and then once I understood more about my mental illness, I was like, wow, people are dimensional. I was like, the human experience is really scary and amazing, and none of us know what we're doing, and everybody is for the most part just trying their best. I think that was the big realization of like, we are all just trying our best, and we just all got these weird things dealt to us, and mental health things, and family situations, and general acts of behavior. Like I just have a deep understanding of like what people can go through as somebody who has been through some very serious depression and has just met a lot of people. And most people, when it was like we got in a fight or this or that I didn't understand, it turned out behind all of it was something else that they're going through or haven't processed yet, or never got the chance to talk about before, and don't have those skills to be able to do so. So straight up years of therapy, I'm pretty sure, because you just can't help but have an understanding of what we all could potentially be going through. So after all these realizations, I just decided that I am going to just try my hardest to not take things personally from other people, not worry what people are thinking about me or upset about until they tell me, because otherwise I'm just anxious of like, oh, this person's thinking about me or mad at me, and like most of the time they're not. So I just kind of like put those anxieties and fears, and again, after years of therapy, it's not exactly an easy switch, and just was very dedicated to understand, like attempting to understand, and if I can't, knowing that it's something that I may not be able to. And that just opens you up to being kind in the human experience, I think, which is important.
Yeah.
Two-parter. I have a two-parter.
Yeah.
What makes you happy, and what part of streaming / ASMR makes you happy?
The Venn diagram is basically a circle on that one. Because truly mine's a two-parter answer in the sense of like, there's two things that make me happy, and it's creating things and connecting with people. So streaming, I'm realizing like it is a circle, because streaming is both of those things for me. So like, yeah, I actually had like a weird kind of just funky brain day yesterday. So I just like painted this thing for a photo shoot and played a lot of piano, which is like creating its own thing. And that made me super happy. And then when I still wasn't quite there, I like called and talked to some friends for a little bit, and it was like, then I just felt better. So yeah, favorite part of streaming is just I have connected with so many people. That is like the most amazing thing. It's weird, so many of my friends are online. Like, it's just like, that's not an experience I've really had in my life.
I'm still getting used to that myself.
Like, I still have like weird random, like, do I not have enough friends? And then I like jump on Discord and talk with my mods for like 6 hours, and I'm like, oh, I have plenty of friends. Or like people are like, do you want to game together? I'm like, I have friends in real life that don't even game. So it is weird, but it's amazing. It's incredible, and like connected to you guys. And that obviously, you guys should know, this is a great, amazing experience. And so like, I think there's a lot of really interesting, cool people in the ASMR community that understand the community aspect of it and really want to be a part of that. I don't like saying like the ASMR community is like kinder than all these other things, because that's just, it's not kinder than gaming. I don't think that's true. But I think the community sense runs a lot deeper because of the intimacy that and comfort that ASMR brings to everybody, the person doing it and the people in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the coolest part.
I like this whole community thing. It's nice.
It's nice.
I do have to agree with you about creating things, because that's what makes me happy too. And it took me a while to realize that, because you know, while I've done this show for years and years and years, I was great and all, but I really love doing the comedy.
Right, and you are
TikTok.
very funny.
I love doing comedy on TikTok so much.
And I enjoy that comedy so much.
Oh, like one of the first things that was my favorite part about Chris was the amount of jokes that you make about like not walking. Like, oh my God, somebody came into my chat the other day and you had said something about like, there was some joke you made and, you know, I'm laughing and somebody else did. And they were like, well, what does that mean? And you were straight up like, no, I'm in a wheelchair. And it was like, they were like, oh, and I was like, don't worry. That's Chris. It's fine. Yeah. Everything's fine.
It's his thing.
It's his thing, and it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing too, because not a lot of people can take a physical obstacle, let's say, such as not being able to walk, and find a way to enjoy it, like not like enjoying the experience, but like have fun with it, you know, and yeah, it's not other people's place to make fun of his disability or anything like that. Yeah. Laugh with him, not at him. We learned this in fucking grade school, for God's sake.
Right. Some people need to relearn that.
It's not going to take me up the stairs.
Yeah.
I see, those are the ones I laugh at for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I love making people laugh, and so
it's
doing
a cool
stuff
feeling.
I have never. One thing that you'll notice, like will make fun of. I'll make jokes about my disability all day long. I will not make fun of someone else's.
Yeah,
Right.
Chris never
Can't
once
really.
cracked a joke about my autism ever. Not once.
Oh, that reminds me, you guys. It's Autism Awareness Month.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is. I'm so happy.
So there's a thing called the Center for Autism and Related Disorders. You can donate to there, or you could donate to the Autism Society of America and do that for the homie Keith over here.
Yeah.
Isn't there also like a bad, like there's some sort of like it's like the blue puzzle thing. I forget what it's called. Oh, Autism Speaks, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like a bad one. Like
Yeah.
you should support that one.
Yeah, I for years I've followed them and then heard some shady crap about them. So yeah, if you
None of that here.
yeah,
That's why I didn't mention them.
yeah,
Well,
but
I only brought it up because so many people like know it as a default. So I've just seen so many autistic people just being like, please, like they're the ones that have like, you know, the sign at the grocery store kind of thing. So it's just like, please don't do this. So don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I did because I knew about Keith, right? I knew that today was going to be my last show, and I knew that it was Autism Awareness Month. So I looked for proper.
Chris, thank you.
That's super sweet.
Oh my God.
That's why you're the best, Chris. Like
Exactly.
you really are. You guys both are.
I ain't shit. What are you talking about?
Chris, I actually have a question for you. There are many amazing ASMRtists that I met through you, and Riley is one of them. So I got to ask, how did you come across Riley?
I saw her on. It's not called the FYP. What's it called? Suggested.
Oh.
Yes, recommended for you kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw her in the recommended, and I was like, "Oh, she cute. Who this?"
That's how it goes.
I'm new in town.
She was nice
Cute.
and kind to people, and she was good, and I really liked. Okay, this is what like really like got me. This girl's working her ass off.
Yeah. That's a deep
Like I would watch, and she would like, yeah, she was different and everything, and yeah, she was funny, but she worked like 1,000 times harder than other people that I saw.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, this girl's gonna make it.
I don't know many people that work harder than Riley, if anybody, quite honestly. Like for real. She does it all.
I mean, I also just kind of knew, like, I knew I wasn't the only person to start streaming during this time. And I had met enough content creators out in Los Angeles that I knew you kind of had to. You kind of have to a little bit. So I feel like I work harder now even. Yeah, and I do. I feel like I work harder now even, but in like so much more of a... Whoa, I just dropped my phone. I work even harder now than when I even started, because I have more great projects. Like I have Patreon and Fan House and Twitch and even YouTube stuff now. And so I work a little harder, but now I know how to. Like at first it was just like hard work, and for what cause, I don't even know. I just need this to work. And then luckily it did. And now I'm like, okay, I can like plan out. I could be like, on Mondays I film this. On Tuesdays I play games. Wednesday I'll do like YouTube or Patreon stuff and like a photo shoot. Thursday I play games. Like I have like enough time to like game and stuff, but it's sometimes like with people or like a little bit of healthy networking of like, hey, I saw you play this game and you're a streamer, let's do it together. So yeah, but I appreciate that because I think a lot of people do work hard. Like other people definitely do work hard, but I will say the thing that I'm really proud of, especially when it comes to Twitch, is like I put the work into Twitch. That's the one that I know for sure. And people always are like, how do you do this? Or I don't see this other places. And I'm like, yeah, because when I film one of those twin things, that's 3 hours of my day, and I don't know, nobody could show up for it, and it might not be like worth it, but I learn every single time and they're always better. So I just want to create. Like I said, it makes me happy. So I appreciate that.
You're good at it. You know what, guys? I have decided I'm gonna start a fan house. I'm gonna call it Meals on Wheels.
And I'm gonna.
I laughed at that one. That one got me.
And I'm gonna start an OnlyFams with an M.
All right, this is the end of this interview. This is the end.
I that's like my go-to joke for that. I'm not even gonna put it in the episode because I already beat it to death.
Oh my God, I knew it. Wait, okay, so I have a question.
I already beat it to death is the name of my sex tape.
Nice, good one. I realize I have
Oh, hold up. You got a lot quieter all of a sudden for some reason.
Oh, that's on me. I accidentally messed with something. That's on me.
Like you hit,
that's on me. I basically
you hit a knob on the mixer or something?
I did. I literally was just like ADD kicked in and I was like, well, what if I turn this down? Now it's back.
Okay.
What, Keith, how did you find? Was it Chris's fault? How did you find?
Chris was like, so, yo, check this out. This girl Riley.
That's a good impression.
She's like really amazing. Like, oh my God. Come hang out. So I came in and you were playing Dead Space and
scary ass game.
yeah. And I immediately knew, I mean, I already knew Chris knew what he was talking about. He always does. But I didn't have to already trust on his word to know that you were freaking amazing. And it was a lot of fun. And then I started to come to more streams, gaming and ASMR streams, and I became your biggest fan right there.
You guys are so sweet. Yeah, Chris definitely was like my biggest hype man when I got started.
Yeah,
just constantly
Chris is the best hype man. Like,
you really is, and so genuine and sweet about it. It's awesome. You're a great hype man too, FamCam. You really are. And like FamCam, you seriously, like, I hadn't even thought of like ASMR gaming, and I would see you do it and I was like, whoa, that's rad. It's the best of both worlds. Every time you're in chat, I'm like, that's where I learned the ASMR gaming from, you guys, because some people like love it. I've done a few that people are like, I still think about it, I love that game, and it's like this, that's where it came from.
You want to know where I got the idea of doing ASMR gaming? ASMR Darling. Years ago.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, years ago when I started watching ASMR, she put out a video where she didn't like game capture like she typically does. She was playing Breath of the Wild on the Switch with the camera in front of the Switch, which I thought was a really chill idea because, you know, it's a much more casual approach to it. And sometimes,
realistically, she probably didn't know how to do the game capture at the time.
Oh no,
to be honest.
You know, I'm not sure because around that time she put out a video of her playing Super Mario All-Stars on Super Nintendo, and I think if I remember correctly, she did capture that by pointing the camera on the screen, but shortly thereafter she started using actual capture cards.
Huh.
Yeah.
Probably just had to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Ain't no shame in that.
Yeah, totally. And I really like the camera in front of the Switch approach, especially.
I like that.
Especially nowadays with the Switch OLED. Anybody wants to show off how good games look on the Switch OLED. Review Tech USA put out a video of him comparing the two, and it is a night and day difference. I
kind of regret.
I myself am not getting one because 99% of the time I play Switch. Maybe closer to 95. 75% of all statistics are made up on the spot anyway, right? but very rarely am I playing my Switch handheld. In fact, you could see my Switch back there. The only time I'm playing handheld is if I feel like playing something right before I fall asleep, which is rare.
Yeah.
But most of the time I'm playing it docked. So there's no point of having a better screen on the Switch itself if you're just going to play it docked. That all goes with your TV itself.
Right. That's fair. I always play. I
That's
play mine too
fair.
often in handheld mode, but that's just the ADD kicks in, and I'm like, what if I walked over here,
Yeah.
or over there?
I just like having a bigger screen. And
Yeah.
that's
Don't
that's
have
how I
a
roll.
Switch, you guys. Don't have one.
Oh, well, if you ever get one, let us know because we're gonna have to play some Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I don't have one. I didn't start getting money until recently.
Congratulations.
Oh yeah.
As you guys have heard about.
That's right.
Because TikTok is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
TikTok is a thing.
They like me over there, which I don't understand.
I don't understand why anyone would not like you, to be perfectly honest.
True.
I know there's some people out there that don't because that's just how the internet works, but it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It just
It
doesn't.
does. I work so hard on TikTok. I do streams while I'm at dialysis.
Yeah.
I do streams on TikTok while I'm at dialysis. Those are fun. And on TikTok you can battle people.
Yeah.
You can
Nice.
you can battle people.
That's super rad.
Yeah.
I so
and
wanna
I like
try
to battle
that.
people. It's so fun to battle people. And I love battling people while I'm in dialysis. And while I'm there, I'll be like, you guys, this is what I'll do. I'll pull out. I'll be hooked up to the machine and everything, and I'll be like, guys, I'm on the vampire machine. Give me money.
Me money.
I thought you were gonna
And
say
then-
I'm on the vampire machine. You don't mess with me because it's a battle.
Pretty good.
I'll be like, give me money. On the vampire machine. Yeah, that's it. That's all. I just do that.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, don't actually ask people for money. That's weird. But
Yeah. There are some streamers that famously have done that. I won't name names, but there are some that literally ban people if they weren't subbed. Which why would you do that?
Yeah,
That's
that's super
gross.
weird.
You want people to feel welcome. That's the bottom line. Because if people don't, even people who are subbed in that environment, a lot of times are going to be inclined to just get out of there because people come.
That's weird.
People come to Twitch. People come to YouTube. People come to TikTok to escape. Not to add to their stress unless you're into politics, but that's a whole nother ballgame.
No, that's crazy.
The whole other world.
I got a freaking yacht the other day. That was one of the gifts that I got, which is like a kind of expensive gift
Nice.
from my friend who is a way bigger TikTok streamer.
Really?
And yeah,
We have some We have some fan questions, everybody. So, Chris, you want to start off with one of them?
I absolutely do, and will not mess this up in any sort of way because nobody here ever messes up.
No, never.
Geek Court writes, question for Riley. Your content is absolutely amazing. From comic book streams to all the cosplay. What is at foundation of your dedication to streaming and creating your art? What really drives you to say, I am going to do this?
That's a wonderful question, and past the internal drive of enjoying creating, what makes me continue and what makes me want to keep doing this is straight up just my community. They're so cute and they're so lovely and so wonderful, and funny. So it's easy because I have a really sweet, appreciative community. So my worst projects, I don't understand it. I have just the nicest, kindest people that always give me wonderful feedback on stuff. I'm very lucky for my community. So I want to
Always so nice.
I want to keep doing right by them in a sense of I want to keep making content for them because they appreciate it and I feel very loved and appreciated by my community. So it's almost like they deserve it. It's truly they almost deserve it. Well, thank you. Well, thank you.
The next question comes from Articulate Design.
Oh.
Hi, Riley. Where on earth do you pull the inspiration and creativity for your characters?
You sound Scottish.
He's
like also
is he
Irish.
Scottish?
Wasn't he from England but then grew up in Scotland and got the accent from?
He's basically Scottish.
Yeah.
So
He's been on the show. No big deal.
He has
He's
twice.
so cool. I seriously he lately has been like, "You're cool," and I'm like, "You're cool." Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, he's sweet.
So the questions he asked is where on earth do you pull the inspiration and creativity for your characters?
That's such a good question.
I found you via the first D&D stream, and your acting is literally impossible to detect. Outrageous talent. Smiley face.
It's so nice. He's so nice, and he's just so cool and talented. I grew up in theater and stuff, so I think a lot of that just comes from liking that and still having that part inside me, even though I was mostly behind the camera when I was
that part inside me. That's what she said.
I knew it. I was trying to figure out a way to phrase it, and I was like, he's gonna
Phrasing. Phrasing.
The rest of I don't know. I don't know. The answer to that is I don't know. It happens randomly. Sometimes I'll have kind of a plan and I'll be like, that would be a fun idea. I'm like, it'd be a fun idea to do this kind of cosplay, and I kind of build it around just that would be fun. But most of it truly happens. I'm just kind of sitting there and I'm like, ha ha ha, yeah, I love Taco Bell. Wouldn't it be so funny if I did, I'm literally doing it right now to myself. I'm like, that'd be so funny to be a worker at ASMR, and then a Karen me walks in and we fight. That's truly that just came up right now with it. And my biggest problem is I get so excited. I'm doing this Wizard of Oz stream I planned it out the other day, and I was like, I will play 6 different characters at least. So there's about 10 pre-recorded scenes, and the rest will be role-playing as Dorothy the entire time. And I was like, I was really intimidated at first. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And then I just sat down and watched the movie, and I was like, totally. Honestly, yeah, at this point, I feel enough like that. So the creativity just comes however it comes. And I take that as a sign of yeah, I'm obviously supposed to do this because this shit just happens in my brain. And I'm like, I have a whole separate Discord that's just for me. It's no one else is in it but me, and I just type whatever ideas come to mind real quick. So it's it's a list that's basically a very well thought out idea, and then shit that's so random. You have to have a place to look at them, and yeah, sometimes my notes are vitamin D, and I'm like, what does that mean? What am I supposed to do with that? It's cool stream about music. I'm like, what does that mean anymore? So it's not a perfect system, but it works well. And yeah, I just appreciate Articulate Design. What a freaking sweet cutie.
He is the best. I adore him. He's always been so nice to me.
He's so nice.
Yeah.
So John Bauer Socks, he asks, how did you find out about ASMR? We covered that, but what we didn't cover, what is your favorite ASMRtist you like to watch?
So funny enough, the ASMR that I watch, very different from streaming stuff. The ASMR that I watch is to sleep. So obviously I watch a lot of my friends' content that they put out, a lot of the role-playing content. Yeah, I'll watch my friends, and I'll watch people that I know, mostly because I want to I'll comment, I want to boost them in the algorithms and stuff. But to sleep, to truly sleep, I actually watch no talking, on the hands only, where it's scratch tapping things, because talking is I want to listen. I want to listen. So
3 mics.
I don't even know. I wouldn't even know my favorite, who I watch the most ASMR name, just because it's truly, I'm like, oh, is that a 3-hour video? Perfect. And just kind of throw it on. As far as my favorite ASMRtist, straight up as people and also creators that I look up to a lot, Skeptical Pickle, Miss Caitlin, Shani ASMR. They are my queens. They have been so kind to me and helped me so much to navigate the ASMR world and the way that they act in their communities and the way that they interact with other creators. Like, I'm just obsessed with them, and they're all really wonderful people too. And they're just like creative people as well who aren't afraid to try some different things. So those would be my favorite, just ASMRtist all around us, people, everything. But I watch the close-up guys for sleep.
I'll come back for Skeptical Pickle because I was supposed to shoot with her before I got sick.
Oh, definitely. I
amazing.
will definitely bring you back on for Skeptical Pickle. No question.
She came out to LA and it was like the best ever. She was just
I saw that. That was awesome.
She was awesome.
She's so sweet. She has me as a VIP.
Aww.
Hey.
I don't deserve it.
Oh, yes, you do.
Yes, you do. You do.
I call her the GOAT. I call her the greatest of all time because when I met her, she was doing triggers that I had never heard before, and I thought were like so outside of the box. I was like,
and she still does.
Great.
One of my favorite videos from her is a Fluffy Mike video where she's like, no thinking aloud. That's illegal.
The way that she talks is so funny. Like, she's so funny, but so relaxing at the same time. I love her.
I don't want you to think about
great.
global warming right now.
Yeah, she's genuinely funny.
She is. She's wonderful.
So, Mr. Riley, what
Yes.
are some? Did you ask your last question? The last question that we had.
That's the last question out of what I curated, but let me do one more sweep in case I missed some questions because I have before.
I will do a tie-in really quickly.
Okay.
So, Miss Riley, what is some of the things that you plan to do in the future on your channel?
I'm very excited for these 3 projects coming up that, again, like, I am sitting like, why am I doing this to myself? But I'm so excited for them. It's like the kind of thing where I'm like, I know it's a lot of work, but it's going to be so good. So yeah, I mentioned the Wizard of Oz stream. I literally have a Dorothy outfit. I have a Tin Man outfit. I have a Munchkin outfit. Like, I have all these very silly plans. Like, everybody who you can think of that's a main character, I will be them at some point. I'm basically becoming the Tyler Perry of fucking ASMR, where I'm like, I'm just gonna play all the characters. Women, men, non-binary, no problem.
Hell yeah.
Right, I'll figure out the best name for it. So yeah, that one I'm excited for. I did a Star Wars stream a while ago where I actually learned some Hatisi language, and I like spoke it while I was streaming as Princess Leia, because that's one of the languages she speaks. So I have another Star Wars stream coming up, but this time I am a Jedi. I'm a trainee. I'm a trainee to become a Jedi, and we actually go to multiple different planets where I'll be cosplaying as like Princess Leia or Rey or Kylo Ren or like all these other people, and at the end I'm having a Sith fight with myself. So
you know what we should plan together?
What?
We should plan together a Star Trek stream. I will.
No, I don't know anything about Star Trek.
I don't either, but I'm still down.
Yeah, like I people have told me that with like short hair especially, I look like Tipple. That's one of the only characters I know, and you guys are like, I don't know her.
You mean Paul?
Maybe. Again, I don't know. I have seen like one series of Star Trek
from Enterprise.
I don't know. I've never seen Enterprise.
Since I am losing hair pretty rapidly, as you can see in my hairline.
It looks good.
In 5-10 years, when my hair is gone, let's do another one. I got dibs on Picard.
Okay, I believe that.
But the beard stays.
But the beard stays. I think
that's a given.
Again, one of the best things about like cosplay and doing these kind of streams is like, you can just make it your own and people will get it and will laugh at the fact that you're like a bearded Picard. So that's good. Yeah. And then the third stream I have coming up
I could be Patrick Stewart as the guy from X-Men.
You can.
Oh yeah.
I told you.
That's true.
I'll be Jean Grey and you can be the X-Men guy.
Oh dude, I will so fucking do that now because I used to not do anything on camera because I used to be like, what if they look at me and then they make fun of me? No, I don't care. But like,
good. Good. You shouldn't. But yeah, the third idea that I have is actually a Lady Gaga stream where I will be live with multiple costumes and makeup doing 1 to 2 songs from each of her albums and eras. So again, insane, lots of costume changes, makeup changes, whatever, but I can do it.
If anybody can do it, it's you. I've seen you do the fast makeup jobs on stream. One of my favorites ever.
Those are my favorite.
One of my favorites ever was actually some of my favorites were Groose from Skyward Sword.
That was such a good one.
Kratos.
That's the
Kratos became an emote.
It did. The creators of God of War saw it and were like,
yeah.
Wow. I was like, this is so stupid. But I'm gonna
And that Wario cosplay, I gotta imagine.
You know what?
The freaking best.
I'll tell you an exclusive that I haven't really told anybody. Somehow Mario is in my Wizard of Oz stream. I'm not going to tell you how, but somehow Wario is involved in the Wizard of Oz stream.
Ah, that's excellent.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I'm a Wario. I'm gonna win.
Yes. Oh, my God, you're so good. I may have to use these sound effects from Keith.
By the way, speaking of the Wario brothers, as I'm going to call them, my dad is the closest to Waluigi of anybody I know.
Wow.
He's tall and thin. He's a half a foot or no, a third of a foot taller than I am. I have stunted growth. But he is about a third of a foot taller than me.
It's called a wheelchair.
Yeah. but mine's due to insomnia, and I was a coffeeholic as a teen. But yeah, I stopped growing abruptly at 15 years old. But my dad, even though he's that much taller than me, he weighs quite a bit less than me. Unfortunately, in the last couple of years, he's been losing a lot of weight. But because of that, he is basically Waluigi, and he and I joke about
That's
that
amazing.
All the time, so I can say that. Yeah.
That's really cute. That's a cute thing that he's
doing
the Waluigi. Mm-hmm.
Waluigi. Charles Martinet does all the voices of all those characters.
I know, he's amazing.
It's amazing.
Is he?
But you know, he's just gonna. He honestly, like, look. He is a genius, and I think he's iconic. But like, he's no Chris Pratt. So.
You probably pissed off the internet, including Chris Pratt fans.
I know.
But we haven't seen the movie yet. It might be great. We don't know. A lot of video game based movies are terrible, including the original Mario movie. But the Sonic movie was really good. And a lot of people make fun of Sonic all the time, and it still came out amazing. So who knows?
I don't know.
I'm glad that Seth Rogen. I'm glad that Seth Rogen is DK. So Chris Pratt is Mario in the up and coming animated Mario movie. Chris Pratt is Mario. Charlie Day is Luigi. I forget who Princess Peach was because it's an actress I've never heard of before.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I'll put it on the screen. Seth Rogen.
Why are they doing another one?
Jack Black is Bowser. Keegan Michael Key is Toad.
That's the best part. I mean, fucking Charlie Day is Luigi too, which is just like, I love him.
Yeah. I
love him.
He's the freaking best. Horrible Bosses is still one of my favorite movies of all time because of him.
Because it's wonderful.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Especially when he said that it's not my name. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm so never on the internet anymore that I didn't even know that this was a movie.
That's okay. Welcome to the internet.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I wish I could show footage of the trailer, but Nintendo would never allow anything like that.
No.
Nintendo would slash my throat if I attempted.
Maybe some images.
Oh, even images, Nintendo would go after us if they found it.
Maybe.
Images is the safer option because it's less detectable by bots, but you never know.
Instead of an image of that, here's an image of my arms.
Perfect. You know what? I'm going to put an image of my arms next to it.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So, Riley, I absolutely adore you so much. Thank you for coming on and being my last interview.
I know. I mean, I'm sad it's your last. I'm happy it was with me, but I know you're gonna do so great at all the things in life. So, and
I'm
Keith
just
is gonna be
moving
a
over
wonderful
to
host here.
yeah. I'm just moving over to TikTok. That's all I'm
I know,
doing.
and that's
Exactly.
okay. You're gonna be great at it.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best over there, you guys. That's what I do. I do my best.
And it's
And
paying
we're proud of
off.
you for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, thank you guys for just having me on. It was lovely and so much fun. And y'all are just two wonderful, lovely people.
Make
Oh,
that 3.
you're the best.
Make that 3.
This
3 of us
is a
are
good
lovely.
group.
Yeah.
This is a good group.
You guys, but yeah, guys, make sure you follow Riley Rose. Make sure you follow FamCam. Make sure you follow me on the TikTok at ChristopherNotWalken, and
All
you
link
follow me on the
trees will be in the
Twitter.
description.
Oh, yay.
For
I don't have a link tree, do I?
Do you have a
Support
link tree?
friends.
You should
I
get
think
one.
I do.
Yeah.
Bro, get a link
I
tree.
have to update mine.
Get a link tree and send it to me, and I'll put it in the description. Boom.
I'm gonna
Easy
get
peasy.
one. I got more than I got a lot of things now. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you guys. But guys, thank you so much. Thank you for everybody for freaking supporting me for all these years. I do not deserve it.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
I wouldn't be here if you didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Because you did the things that make you deserve it, and it led me here. So, A, I'm super grateful for that, and B, it's just further evidence that you deserve it. Granted, I have a little bit of bias that adds to that opinion, but it's only a small factor of what gave me that opinion. So it's still legit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You guys, listen, this has been great. It's been great for all these years. But it's time for me to go and do other things while I focus on my health and focus on making comedy on the TikTok. And I will come back as many times as you guys want me.
Woo!
I won't allow
Yeah.
not to.
Yeah.
But listen, you guys, here's what you have to do right now, okay? You have to give this a like. You have to hit the subscribe, because even though I'm not here no more, Keith is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you're going to want to see what Keith does.
You're gonna want to see what Keith's gonna get his nips out, okay? If you all subscribe.
I knew it.
Well, it
So-
does get cold in here
Okay.
sometimes, and when it does, you could totally. Well, I don't know if you can see it on camera when I'm wearing a black shirt, but when I'm wearing another colored shirt.
No problem.
You're gonna see his hard nips.
Thank you all so much for joining
Thank you
us.
all so much. I appreciate you for all these years. You guys have been all great and wonderful and sweet. And Riley, I freaking love you. And Keith, I freaking love you. And I would have not ended this with anyone else than these two people right here.
Yeah.
It had to be with them.
Yeah. I love it.
So
Thank you guys for
as
having
soon
me.
as we grabbed up Riley, I was like, this is where I'm done.
I was waiting for my time. So thanks, and especially for making it your last one. That's special.
Yeah. I had to make it special for you.
Well, thank you. It's because you're a special man.
I'm just me. Make sure you follow me on the TikTok if you want to see more of me. That's where I'll be. And it's been great, you guys. It's been a great show. I thoroughly have enjoyed this. This has been one of the highlights of my life. And yeah, appreciate you all so much. Bye.
Stay chill.
Bye.